Jai Gurudev and welcome to this satsang. So, when we go through life, we always go through challenges, right? It goes in different waves, right? Sometimes we are floating on the waves and everything is very nice. And sometimes we are meeting what we can call obstacles, we are meeting different situations in life that we need to take care of. So what I have understood is that God gives you whatever you need in every moment. So sometimes we get the question about our dharma, like why we are here. Why have we incarnated on this planet? Why did we choose to take this path this time? And sometimes we believe that our dharma, our purpose is something very big, right? It should be something extraordinary, and as long as we are not there, we are not connected. We are not connected to our dharma. But what we have to understand is that everything that comes into your life is your dharma then and there. So if you are faced with a specific situation, so to say, then there is your dharma then and there to take care of it and to be in it. And as Krishna says to Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita, he's talking about karma yoga. And karma yoga is when we are fully absorbed into every action. We can see God in every action, in everything, and we are totally in every situation, no matter what we do. So, can we be there? It's not always so easy, right? Because our ego wants to do something funny, right? We always want to do the fun stuff. But what we have to understand is even the things that is not so funny, there is no difference. There is no difference between if we go into the core of what we are doing, there is no difference between something funny and something that is not so funny. There is still an action, right? But how are you involved in that action? This is the key of everything. If you are totally absorbed into every action, you are in the present moment, right? And when you are in the present moment, you have a little ease of your mind. Because the mind is, as we know, very active. Sometimes the mind is super active. There are so many thoughts. And if we are not able to distance ourselves from those thoughts, we start to engage in those thoughts and we start to become one with those thoughts, and we believe that we are what we think. This is who I am. And today we have so many concepts. We have concepts about the higher self, the soul, the body, the mind, the ego. There are so many. So who are you? Are you the ego? Are you the mind? Are you your higher self? Are you your soul? Are you your body? Are you your emotions? Do you know this? So all those concepts and idea of who we are moves us away from the self. But if we can, by our action, become totally involved and absorbed into what we do, we can become one with the Lord. We can become one with the divine. So this is something that you can practice, and karma yoga is something that is very challenging, right? I remember back in the days when I was having different how we call it, regular jobs. And I didn't like it. I only did it for the money, or to make money for the rent or things like this. But that is not absorption. That is not being totally one with what I do with my action. But today everything is different. So today I practice more and more to become one with every action and be into that action fully absorbed. And when I'm fully absorbed into that action, it doesn't matter what I do. If I change the diapers on my kids, if I cook food, if I sit for meditation, there is no difference. Because when we can understand and feel the presence of the divine in everything, then we will be fully connected. So this is something you can work on. Work on your karma yoga. Work on the things that is not so funny, and work on seeing everything as one. Because God is in everything. He's not just in the fun stuff. He is in the hard things as well, the boring stuff. There is an essence of God in that too. So I'm here for a few questions. If anyone would like to ask anything, please let me know, and I can dive deep into that question. Please. So I'm waiting. Anyone have any question? Please let me know. Okay, so I am the Atma. I am the divine love. I am willpower. I am certain how to say this in English. Yeah. So what we can see here, Mona, is that I am the soul. So first of all, we have before the soul, we are saying I am the soul. So who is this I am? We are putting an I am into the Atma already. And the willpower is something that comes from where? And if you have a certain thing that you need to do, that is also connected to the mind and to the ego. Right? So always when we are saying like I am this, I have this, what we can do is that we can always take a step back and observe. So when we say I am my soul, okay? Who is this I am? And if you say I am my body, who is it that is saying that you are this body? There is always a deeper, something deeper observing, isn't it? Like you can observe your mind, right? You can observe that you are thinking. You can observe a memory. You can observe that you are thinking about the future. You can observe that you are having issues. Oh, I have a feeling here. Okay, so who is it that is observing the feelings? So many times we are just acting out of our subconscious mind, out of our programming. It's like a computer. There is so many details and programming into the computer to work, right? And it's the same thing with us. And the problem is with the ego and the mind is that we are automatically identified with the programming. But the programming is not who you are. Yeah, I think you can have a very good feeling about my location, darling. So, as Krishna is saying in the Bhagavad Gita, he's talking about the three gunas. He's talking about tamasic, he's talking about rajasic, and he's talking about sattvic. And those are created out of prakriti, which is the material nature. And the sattvic energy is this energy of light, energy of positivity. And the rajasic energy is the energy, the active energy. And the tamasic energy is the dark, dull energy. So Krishna is saying that he is the tamasic, the rajasic, the sattvic, but even beyond those qualities. You see? So there are ways for us to even transcend beyond the gunas, to even transcend higher and deeper beyond positivity, because positivity is also a part of our mind. But who is it? What is it that wants to transcend the mind? It's not the unlimited mind, right? It's the limited mind that wants to transcend. Because the unlimited mind is already beyond the limited mind. So when we are stuck into this limited mind, we can never find our true self, because our true self is unlimited. But as we stay as the mind, we stay in a limited version of ourselves. And this creates a small way of seeing and looking at things. Okay? So, important is self-observation. Always observe. Observe your actions. Observe mind. Observe how you talk. Observe how you feel. Because this observer is consciousness. This is consciousness itself. But to be fully absorbed into this observer, we have to come into a certain place, right? Because the mind is so busy. We are so into mind, so into ego, that we are not able to see. And this is called ignorance. And this ignorance is connected to the tamasic quality. Okay? And the ignorance, it is like this. We have the Atma, which is like this. And over the Atma is covered. The Atma is covered by the mind. So when the Atma is covered by the mind, we are not able to see our true self. We are only looking at the mind. We are only looking at the ego. But as we start to do sadhana, and sadhana is spiritual practice, and when we start to do this on a daily basis, we slowly start to remove this ignorance, this layer of maya that is covering our Atma. And the Atma starts slowly to shine. Okay? And then when the Atma starts to slowly shine from within, your whole reality changes. Then you are not longer totally in the ego, in the mind. You are more and more connected to your true self. And in the true self there is happiness. There is a happiness beyond the quality of sattva. And when we have a very active mind, sometimes something happens to us in life. Okay? And when this happens, the mind kicks in. Let's say you are forced to move from your house or your apartment that you're living in now. You have a lot of responsibilities, you maybe have kids, but you are forced to move. So what happens with the mind? Will you be there, peace and calm, and yeah, it's fine. Let's see whatever comes to me now will be something even better, and I'm fully relaxed. Or will the mind kick in like a hyperactive mind? Wow, what should I do now? This is a state where we lose control. We lose control over the mind. And when the mind goes into that vibration, it's very hard for us to move out from it. Then it will be very active, very intense, stressed out. And this also puts fire to the nervous system. And when the nervous system is fired up, so to say, we are not able to handle the mind. So many types of food that we are eating are affecting the nervous system. A lot of ways how we are affecting the nervous system, and this then affects the mind. So everything goes like a loop. This connects to this connects to that. So my suggestion to you is, if you don't already do it, make time for mantras and meditation every day. Every morning you do mantra and meditation. Every night you do mantra and meditation. It's like when you go to a doctor, right? Because you have a disease, or you're not feeling well, right? So you go to the doctor and he or she checked you and they give you some kind of prescription, right? Medicine. And this is the same thing. It's like we're talking to a spiritual doctor, right? We need some advice to handle our mind, to handle our ego, to handle all the traumas, to handle everything that put us in this wrong illusion and takes us away from the soul, from the Atma itself. So the medicine here, the prescription here is meditation and mantra every day. And then of course every patient has different karmas, different dharmas, different level of consciousness that we are on, right? So every prescription will be a little bit different with energy, a little bit different with energy or guidance to pull that soul into the right direction. And this is the work of the master. This is the work of the guru. The guru will pull you out of everything that is in the way of your spiritual development. And then the guru will pull you into the right direction and give you the right prescription on what you need to do and how to do it. This is what happened to me. Before I met any master, I didn't understand this. I didn't understand how to do sadhana properly. I didn't understand how to build up my energy level. But the master has this potential to really, really transform the student. So, yeah, to go in the spiritual path is very challenging. It's a hard way. It's a hard way. But what we have to think about is we are so fortunate to be able to walk the spiritual path. Just stop for a moment and just be very, very thankful and happy that you are walking the path to God, the path home. And you have the possibility to come home this time. Just think about this every day. Every time when it's hard, I understand how it is. It's very hard sometimes. But You have had so many incarnations, so many thousands, maybe millions of lifetimes before just this one. You know, it's a great opportunity for us to be in this physical body. We have so much potential with our Atma to really, really expand. So never forget that. Have this with you all the time. Like, you're very fortunate to be able to walk the spiritual path. So if anyone has any more questions, I would love to take one more question before I go. So please just comment if you have any type of question, and I will answer it for you. Any questions, anyone? Okay, I see no questions. So let me finish up with one thing here. Okay, here's a question. I know there will come something. Okay. Do you have any advice for how to planting and take decisions in life? Alright. So sometimes in life, Sabina, we make plans, and they are not always coming true, right? We have noticed, every time in the beginning of the year, everyone wants to make like a plan, and everyone is ready to change their life. Yeah, we should be able to change our life in every moment, every day, not just in the beginning of every year, right? So to be able to take decisions, we have to be very, very in tune with ourselves, right? And when we are in the mind, and we have to take a very, very important decision, the mind like to go like this, right? Should I do it? Should I not do it? And then you ask your friend, and your friend is also living from the mind, so you get the same kind of thing here. And then your friend tell you go left, but you were thinking about going right, and then you suddenly start to think about going left again, right? So the key point is to be very in tune with your own energy to take the right decisions, to be very in tune with your intuition. We have what we call the gut feeling, right? When the first thing that comes to you, you have to learn to listen to that and to have faith in yourself. Have faith that when your intuition is telling you yes or no, follow it. How many times have we not have this intuition coming to us when there is a very important decision, but we didn't listen? And then what happened? Tremendous suffer. Extraordinary, stupid things. Yeah? Because we started to listen to the mind, the greed, and all these things, right? Because what we have to understand is that we have all our desires, and the mind is follow the desires blindly. But the intuition is higher than both the desires and the mind. So when we are in our intuition and in totally totally in tune with our energy, then we can take proper decisions very easily. So this goes down again to do spiritual practice, to practice how to go beyond mind, to practice to be in your intuition. You can start to do this by just observe intuition, observe mind. Because many times I had a question, how do I know if I am in my intuition or if I am in my mind? If it is the mind or if it is the intuition. But it's very important to practice this. And this you can do by just observe yourself. Through the days we have certain type of things that we need to do, right? Certain decisions need to be taken. Just go with the feeling. What do you feel? Feel more, think less. And just work on this. And slowly you will be more in tune with the intuition. More in tune with the right energy. Because sometimes we know when it comes to relations with people, we take people close to us and then slowly we notice that it's something wrong with the person. But in the beginning we felt like, there is something not totally right here, but the desires or whatever brought us into it. When we are into the emotions, the feelings, the attachment comes and it's hard to get out of it. This is how the nature of mind works, the nature of emotions works, the ego, So, to answer your question even more, let me see where you are here, Sabina. To the right decisions is to be in tune with yourself and in tune with your intuition, and not with the mind. And how to plan things. We also have to take a look at our mind, because it's different, because some people are able to think 3 years forward, right? Some people are able to think 10 years ahead. If I ask you what would you do in 10 years, how many of you can have a proper vision of where you will be in 10 years? Maybe not so many. If I ask you where will you be in 1 year, you can feel like, oh, yeah, this I can take with my mind, right? So this is also about level of the mind, Sabina. Depending on the level of your mind, you can start to do things today to build yourself up for a very long time in the future. I can take an example. Myself, I spend a lot of time in my sadhana. Every morning, maybe around 3 to 4 hours, and in the evening it's like 1 to 2 hours. So I spend between 3, 4, 6 hours a day on my spiritual development. Okay? So what this means is that I'm planning for the rest of my life. I'm not just doing this for tomorrow. I'm doing this for this life, for the whole life. Okay? So what we have to be very careful about is, what do we want in life? Do you know what is your highest priority? Is it your family? Is it money? Is it job? Is it your spirituality? Is it something else? What is the number one most important thing in your life? And when you know your number one most important thing in your life, then you put all the attention into that. That is the highest priority. The rest is just to fill out time. Right? So for me, it's my spiritual practice. Then it is my family and my service. Okay, so when I do my spiritual practice, I can be a better father. I can be a better husband. I can be a better brother. I can be a better son. I can be a better friend. And I can also be a better person of sharing my spiritual experiences. But if I put my spiritual practice in the third place, I will not be able to do that. So this is also about clarity of mind. What do you want in life? You have to be very clear about what you want in life. And when you know that, it will be much more easier to plan how you want your life to be. And it will be very much easier to take the right decisions. Because then all the decisions, decisions, will be very easy because you know what you want in life also. Then you know when something comes in that is not totally according to the vibration that you are searching for, then you also know that very easily. So I hope that can help Sabina and everyone else that is listening to come closer into yourself. Okay? So, yeah, this is it for today, my friends. Please go to my website if you want to connect more, and I have a lot of service that I'm sharing. I do everything as a service, so everything is based out of donation. If you would love to connect with me privately, learn what I share, healing or anything else, just go to my website. I have a lot of stuff there. I have my podcast and everything, so you can just go deeper into the teachings and start to connect deeper within. So thank you so much for tuning in, and hopefully I see you guys very soon again. Jai Gurudev.